special guest today, we would like to welcome Dr. Sharlene Thiagarajah, Chief Executive Officer of TM Research and Development, Malaysia. Dr. Sharlene Thiagarajah serves as the Chief Executive Officer of the Research Development, a wholly owned subsidiary of Telecom and Malaysia Group. She is also responsible to bringing new technologies and innovations to the group with special focus on advanced analytics, artificial intelligence, IoT and digital platforms. From 2016 to 2017, she was appointed chairman of the R&D value stream for Acacia Communications SDN BHD, a unique ASEAN collaboration among 7 leading telecommunications providers in the region. She is also currently serving as a committee member in the Faculty of Science, Material Science at the University of Putra, Malaysia, UPM, and she has more than 20 years experience in the telecommunications industry with numerous IPRS and research publications to her name, and she holds a PhD in computer systems engineering, a master's degree in telecommunications engineering from UPM, and a BEng in electrical engineering, first class honors from University Technology Malaysia, and she started her career in 1995 as an RF engineer at the TM R&D, where she led the team to commercialize a tri-band antenna system for 3G communications. And she later moved to TM Corporate Strategy as General Manager, Strategic Planning and Business Development for the group. In 2013, she was appointed Head of Strategy for VADS or VADS BHD. And in 2014, appointed as Vice President of Technology Innovation before assuming her current role in 2016. Welcome to the program, Dr. Sharlene.
Thank you, Alma. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Okay, so you're using phone now also. Okay. Dr. Sharlene, please share with us a brief introduction on what TM R&D is and what changes have transpired since you've been in charge of TM.
Thank you, Alma. Let me talk about TM R&D in 2 parts. First, I want to talk about the role that we play within Telecom Malaysia, and also the larger role that we aspire to take in supporting the growth of Malaysia, as a country, and hopefully in ASEAN. Now that you have such a kind introduction for me, and I also want to talk about the work that my team has done, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic spate. Right, we have delivered 4 things or 4 great innovations within 3 months, which I'm so very proud of. So, as you had mentioned before, Telecom TM R&D is a wholly owned subsidiary of the Telecom Malaysia Group, and I do hope Telecom Malaysia is not a stranger in the ASEAN region. We are by far the most comprehensive telecommunications and digital infrastructure provider in Malaysia, supporting consumers, not just consumers, enterprise, public sectors, and even other telcos in Malaysia. We were incorporated in 2001, and today we are the center of innovation for TM Group. We have 3 main roles. We are an enabler to bring new technology and innovation to the group. We are a catalyst to groom an industry-forward talent pool, something that is so important for the growth of any country, and as a creator. And this is our passion, really, to transform the nation, not just to be a nation of consumers, but a nation of producers. And like you rightfully mentioned earlier, Alma, it's all about sustainability and security for the nation. A little bit about, when I took over as CEO in 2016, and together with my team, nothing could have happened without the brilliant team with me. We transformed the organization, not just from an output perspective of what we delivered, but I believe from a culture and mindset, from a traditional research facility to an organization focused on commercialization and value creation. And all this without losing our roots as a creator, which is what we do in R&D. We managed to increase our adoption rates from 5 to 100% within 2 years. So adoption rate is people using the stuff that we build. Because it's really cool to build things, but if people don't use it and people don't leverage the powers of technology, it will be such a waste. We delivered 1.6 billion ringgit in innovation impact in 2019 alone, and we've created more than 2,700 patents, IPRs, and 1,400 digital assets.
Wow. So what is TM R&D's role in supporting Malaysia's efforts in driving the digital transformation?
One of my very first initiatives at R&D, and this was way back in 2016, was to kick off the development of a digital platform. And this was to act as a brokerage system and, if you will, a brains, for anything that's going digital. It was something we found missing in all the noise that we are hearing about digital at the time. And imagine it's 2016. In 2018, we launched a open innovation platform. That's the brand name that we have for our platform. It's Malaysia's first open software development platform that acts as a brains for any digital development, and big or small. And of course, at that time, we envisioned TM Group as being the pillar of carrying the core digital infrastructure for Malaysia. And we started building this to see how can people leverage digital and see the whole value of digital in their current implementation. As you can imagine, people were talking digital, but the adoption was very slow. So today, in 2019 alone, we are running more than 27 million APIs. APIs are like transactions, the calls that happens in the platform. And when we started, we were worried. We were wondering whether we could even reach 1 million API calls. And, I had to set a target for the team, and we were wondering whether we were ever going to achieve it, But the team, we sat down again. Initially, it was like 20,000 API calls every month, and we were wondering, how are we ever going to achieve these numbers? And we sat down, strategized, and had an education roadmap, and we started talking about the benefits of breaking down how we build things into very, very small digital assets, and that really drives transactions. And today we're at 27 million API calls. This platform, Elma, if I may do a little bit of sharing here,
Yes.
marketing. We have a community version which is absolutely free, and it's open to everyone globally, especially in ASEAN. Please, we will share with you more links. Just come and use it and explore leveraging and building digital content.
Okay, so may I divert the question a little bit to the pandemic? What research and innovation has gone into directly or indirectly affecting efforts at addressing the pandemic? Do you have, like, for example, EWAR, mass detection of normal temperatures or something like that? 15
Absolutely. So we did 4 things within 3 months, and one of it was this AI-driven contactless thermal camera solution. And we built it with high accuracy, because at that time, the first measure of whether COVID was upon you was your highest temperature, right? So we built something that is contactless, that can do 15 or detect 15 people per second in a crowded setting. So it's perfect for airports, shopping malls, and MRT stations, and anywhere with crowds. We later found that there were other use cases where companies were looking for very serial one-on-one detection, and so we built a scaled-down version, still highly accurate, but more affordable, and we launched that too. We call that EWAR Compact. And of course, we had a contact tracing application, and we built a platform leveraging on OIP to share, how do we share data on COVID-19. And this was in collaboration with MDEC, our Malaysian Development Economic Corporation, on a sharing platform to leverage data that we collect on COVID-19.
How did research on EWAR come about, seeing that it's a creative way of using telco technology?
Exactly. So, early in January, when news was still in China, and then we found that they were in Italy and so on, and all of us started saying, "Oh my goodness, it's coming. If it's it's going to be upon us." And we started reading news about researchers in the biomedical space, especially doing a lot of things, vaccine testing and all that. So the team and I, we sat down and said, hey, we are researchers. What are we doing? How can I use technology and telco? We have to do something and contribute. So the guys thought about it and they say, oh, I can do detection, thermal. The first stage of detection is temperature. And we said, let's do it. Contactless, AI, multiple screens per second. And the team did it. What can I say? They're incredible.
Yes, it is. You mentioned AI, artificial intelligence. So do you think, how does artificial intelligence align with the early warning alert, the EWAR solution, response solution? Like, for example, age and gender can be captured to predict geolocation faster, no?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
spot on. So with AI, we can take your face, for example, and we have algorithms that can tell whether you're male, female, roughly your age group. We are not perfect yet, but we can tell whether you're happy and you're sad, or with a few main characteristics. It's all about looking at some facial points in your face, and they can tell whether. Even facial recognition is something that we've built in. So EWO now doubles up as a attendance taking for some companies. So you just walk in, because there's SOPs in companies where you need to take temperature and we need to know attendance. So we can marry the two within the same EWO solution.
So how is TM or TM R&D, through its many initiatives and ongoing projects and research, creating innovative ecosystems for Malaysia?
I think the best launchpad for us was the open innovation platform that we built, because it allows us to work with anyone and any companies, big or small. We have at least 6 main collaborations already nailed with some key players in Malaysia. We have people like MDEC, like I talked about. We have AXA Insurance with us. And this is good because we're working on new behavioral-based insurance models. So imagine if you're a good driver, perhaps you can negotiate for better rates with your insurance company. Or if we can detect that when you drive and you're only driving twice a day, once to work, and then you keep your car there for 8 hours, and then once back home, and then your car stays still in your porch. And so then the risk profile is much lower because you're hardly on the road. So could you possibly have a pay-per-use insurance model for the future? Or things like that. And these are interesting things we're working with industry partners, leveraging on our open innovation platform, because that's where all the data can be captured on driving, whether you're doing harsh braking or whether you're doing cornering, or whether you're, especially when you're using your company car, you're kind of like gassing it,
Yes.
And so, we've got, so this platform allows us to collaborate, and I'm very happy with what we have done so far.
What platforms exist under the TM R&D that help enterprises to innovate and grow in the space of digital economy?
We have 4 main pillars, Alma. We have what we call intelligent OSS, or Intelligent Operational Support Systems. And these are usually an intelligent layer that we build on most of the fundamental core systems that companies use. So we've got Camellia, we have Force, we have Spice.ai, solutions that brings intelligence for better customer experience. The other lever that we have is data brokerage, which is the open innovation platform that I spoke about. It's about how we transact data, how we leverage data, how we correlate information to build better solutions. The third is, of course, new industry forward solutions for productivity and so on. And the fourth one is a spin-off from there, where we were looking at building solutions for smarter digital workforce, workforce that is safer and workforce that is more productive. I think that is a key lever for most companies. How do I keep my people safe, and how do I keep them productive at the same time?
Yes. But other than the effect of the spread of the COVID-19 now, the pandemic that's going on all around the world, what could be the current roadblocks do you think, for innovation and digital transformation?
I believe, while it might sound, and of course there's pros and cons, and on COVID-19, I don't want to touch into that. There's a lot of things that has happened to a lot of people, and that's always not good news. But from a technology standpoint, I think COVID-19 somehow had pushed a lot of companies and even countries into thinking digital. And we have realized that digital technology can keep your people safer, especially social distancing, and also keep people more productive.
Yes.
Because the tools, Alma, we are now talking on a video conferencing Jitsi tool, which I think in the past would never happen. I would have been called to a studio somewhere and said, Charlene, now give your 10 minutes, 2 cents worth of talk, So today we are very fortunate with technology, and of course with the telco infrastructure, I must say that, because that is the building block to enable digital to happen.
Dr. Sharlene, what opportunities do you see for telecommunications technology during or after the pandemic, having said that?
I think cloud will definitely be there and will grow, because everything that we are doing now is sitting on, of course, the telco infrastructure, your fiber cables and so on. And then the one layer on top of that will be your digital infrastructure, which then sits on the cloud, which will enable this movement of data and communication effortlessly. So I believe this is the future, Alma.
Yes, indeed. Is there a particular, being women, is there a particular unique role for women in the technology R&D field? Do you think women will fulfill a niche role in driving innovation culture?
That's an excellent question, Alma. I think when I was in engineering school, I was probably maybe just 10. There were probably only 10 students in my class. That was female, and the rest were male. But I don't see any difference between capability of male and female, as you can obviously see in your industry or any other industry. It's just opportunity. In TM R&D, I believe we have 3 main pillars: substance, impact, and inclusivity. And inclusive means, gender, race, and everything. We do not discriminate. We look at people who are good, and we embrace them and get them, into our company. And females bring perspective. I think they're kinder to the environment.
Nurturing.
Nurturing, and they multitask better. How about that?
How will ASEAN countries leverage from this experience and possibly move forward with working with Malaysia? Work with Malaysia moving forward, yeah.
I definitely love that. We are definitely happy and look forward to have open collaboration with like-minded companies from ASEAN. And these are companies who believe in the same ethos as us, which is creating and doing good for the nation, and helping people and being inclusive and so on. Naturally, I'm happy to share in our transformation journey what worked and what didn't work, and perhaps some of the evolution path that we had taken. We are still in evolution, I would say. It doesn't stop. We are constantly changing and evolving and adapting to the changes. As you can tell, Alma, with digital, everything is changing so fast. But I'm loving it. We have a lot of solutions to share with the world, with ASEAN, not just e-war, which is something maybe very, very relevant for this time, but also a lot of solutions that we have built, on our 4 pillars: data brokerage, telco intelligence support systems, IR 4.0 solutions, digital workforce, and so on.
May I ask a personal question? Technology-wise, what is your dream for Malaysia or the ASEAN region? What would be the best development opportunity for us in the next decade or so?
Oh, I think, well, my marketing statement would be, Alma, I would like TM R&D solutions to be in everyone's home. But I think from a bigger perspective, I believe AI or artificial intelligence, a lot of things are actually predicated on having machines do all these rudimentary, routine things faster for you. And I believe we will see more and more of that coming in. So it's all about the IR 4.0 focus that we are seeing today. And I believe we will see more of that in ASEAN, hopefully.
Yes, true.
So we get our people to go into higher level of work and thinking, and so they start creating, and create new things. I think we need people to start dreaming for the future.
True. Is there any way we can get in touch with you, Dr. Sharlene?
Of course, please reach out to us at business@tmrnd.com.my or visit our website at www.tmrnd.com.my.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Sharlene Thiagaraja, Chief Executive Officer of TM Research and Development. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Alma. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.